Hey, a little different content today. I wanted to talk about cosplay makeup. I understand that there are a lot of cosplayers on here that are talking about how to effectively use makeup in your cosplay. And I wanted to say a few words as an amateur that packs for conventions and events with common brands and things like that, so that I can help you in your early stages if you're an amateur or just taking on cosplay. A lot of the characters that I choose are characters from television. I don't do a lot of anime or things that require significant costume builds that have swords and things like that, but I do a lot that's based on how the character looks, which means that makeup is important. Without further ado, here are my go-to items and the reasons I use them. First thing is I've got these two palettes from Makeup Forever. One is this bold color palette, which is great. It's cream colored, so you can mix the colors together. This is also a non-bold palette, which is more skin sort of colors. So this one is great because it doubles as if you are going somewhere during the day and you're not dressed in costume. You can also use this for concealer and cheek colors, lip colors, put a little bit of smoky eye together. So this one is good for every day as well. This one is more the costumes. You can see there's a lot of divots in there because I dig out the cream and I mix them together, which brings me to my next point, a palette to mix colors together. And along with that, I also have a mixing medium from Creolin, which is a professional makeup brand. And I use this if I'm mixing powders together, or if I want to turn a powder into a liquid. So I put a little bit of this, a dab of this on the end of the brush, put it in the pan of the eyeshadow palette, and it comes out as an eyeliner or a liner of some sort. A lot of costumes require definition of things on the face, and sometimes drawing on the face, depending on who you're doing. So it helps to have a lot of different ways to make precise lines. So I also like to cover all of the cream makeup with powder because it helps it to set. So I always have a very bold palette of some sort. And actually I say I always have but this is the one I always bring. I've had it for years. And you can see I've made some dents in some of those, especially the blue, the pink, the purple. I've done a lot of mermaids in my time. This is a Makeup Forever palette. I got it just because it was very bold. I think it might have been on sale. I don't know if you can find any of these anymore, but the point is you probably want something that's highly pigmented and has a lot of great colors in the palette. One palette is really all you need, especially if you're kind of blending some of these cream colors with some of the colors in the palette so that you can make new colors. The other thing that I do to make new colors is I have a professional makeup from Makeup Forever again, a tube of white. So this allows me to lighten up any color that I have. And then finally, I did some fireys from the Labyrinth movie one time, and so I needed some fire sort of colored makeup. So these were tube makeups. It was cream in the tube, and again, Makeup Forever. But you can find them other places. You could certainly look on Amazon. These palettes I found on Amazon unbranded, and I think that's really a good deal, especially if they're made by the same manufacturer. They might be. They look exactly the same. So go for Amazon, see what you can find. Got the orange and the yellow for that fiery costume. It's always good to have extra white because there's always something that requires a white background on a face or shoulders or neck or whatever. So any Halloween, you can find white makeup everywhere because people do clowns and all kinds of things. So it's really not a problem to find a nice cream white. I do have a cream white in this palette, but I'm always afraid I'm going to run out of it. It's actually pretty far down in the tube, so I'm happy to have the other one. This is one that was good for me because I did a face that was all face, neck, shoulders, everything was all black. This is a water-based makeup, and I also got it from a professional makeup house. Wolf Face Paint is the name of the brand. And water-based was good because it was going all over me. And because of that, I wanted to make sure it was not going to clog my pores or just, make an enormous mess that couldn't be cleaned up. So this comes off easily since it's water-based, but you need to make sure, which brings me to my next point, that you can set it when you're done so that you're not running all over the place with sweat or hot weather, what have you. So I also invested in a professional powder. Actually, I say invested in, but some of these are cheaper than the makeup brands you can buy that are luxury brands. This is Aesthetica. So this I got from a Makeup Pro kind of shop. And then I also just got a setting spray from Sephora. I bought the cheapest of the setting sprays because I found personally that they all kind of work the same. The other thing I have are these little tubs of color. Again, precise lines are great when you can have a little tub of color. They're also good for smudging. So if you have skeleton, for instance, and you need a lot of black around your eyes and some on your nose, it's good to have these cream tubs. I have, again, a lot of my makeup was from Makeup Forever in the beginning. This is a black one. I also have, because I like a little sparkle when I can get it, I also have one in gold and one in silver. So those, come in handy in a lot of different costumes that I put together. There is also a brand that I know is still making these because I just saw the store in Las Vegas, so I'm sure they've got an online presence as well. It's called Inglot, and I think it's Polish or other Eastern European, but they have really great colors and they were pretty inexpensive. I got a great forest green. They did a really nice aubergine or maroon kind of color. And this is a black one. Whoops. Sorry, I'm a bit of a klutz. This is a black one that's never been opened because it's I got a lot of black ones already. Makeup primer. This was also an investment from Creolin, which again, professional makeup company. This is a high definition micro primer. I found that when I did use this, makeup came off easier, my skin felt better. I found it very helpful. You probably have primers that don't necessarily have to be professional grade, but primer's good. I also invest in these funky lipsticks whenever I find them, especially on sale. So I've got green, I've got blue, purple, all the things in the rainbow that you can use for mermaids and monsters and things like that. Finally, I also have a lot of pencils and liquid eyeliners. I did buy these before I went to DragonCon last year. They are ColourPop liquid eyeliners. They had some great colors. They had like a navy blue, a violet, a black, a white, and a aqua green. However, be careful when you're buying something for $6 because you get what you pay for. This little pot on the end here is the extent of the product. This is all brush. So did what it needed to for that particular trip and that particular costuming, but these aren't going to last very long. Be wary of what you buy. I do have some other pencils that are really great. I usually take stock of my pencils before I pack to get the ones that are the right colors for what I need. This is another liquid in gold. This is a pencil in forest green. This is a pencil in gold. I also have purples, blacks, blues, browns, corals, bright reds, whatever you think you're going to need. So, and this is one that I bought a long time ago. It was on super sale at Sephora. It's a Kat Von D lip pencil extravaganza. So, got all these colors. I don't just use them on my lips. I use them if I need things on my face too, because, makeup is makeup, and as long as I'm putting a fixative on it at the end, it all stays in place. Anyway, I'm an amateur. I'm going to post some photos that are within this video. If you are looking to start your makeup collection for cosplaying, you don't have to start with the most expensive, the most professional kinds of things. You can start with some off-the-shelf materials and just really learn as you go. Oh, be ready to wash your brushes all the time while you're at the event.